In this video, I'm going to be describing how violent video games affects youth's moral judgments and behaviors going on into their early adulthood. I'm going to be asking people what they think on the topic. I'm also going to be showing a live example of someone playing a video game and acting aggressively and hostile in that video game. I'm going to also be talking about methods of what we can do to decrease the amount of hostility that occurs in youth minorities, and how we can potentially develop the millennial age better than it was before.
So when a little child is basically exposed to all that, the violence and everything, they're going to basically think it's okay. And once they keep on doing that when they get older, they're going to think like they can just pick up a gun and just maybe like shooting at somebody and stuff like that. So I really think like the game industry really does have an effect when it comes to like proving violence to like the youth and stuff like that.
Cool.
I feel like for some people, yeah, if they're like weak-minded, they can definitely take some of the things in video games and run with it. So yeah, it can definitely be negative for some people.
All right, and
in the developmental stages, when you're early on, I'd say to a degree, but the whole idea of what people do is concentrating on video games, specifically like GTA and things of that nature. We live in a society now where you've got football, which is a pretty physical contact sport, which shows a lot of aggression that's on constantly. Stuff like MMA is becoming more mainstream, so you have multiple outlets of violence and aggression specifically for young men to go to. And I think to say video games is like a sole proprietor of this, or it's one of the top ones at this point, I'd say it's unrealistic.
okay.
No, because how many young kids do you see on Call of Duty?
That's right.
Technically, you're supposed to be 18, and we've both, and everybody else has been playing it since they were like 12. Parents get it for Christmas. Parents are gonna be older than 18. Parents are gonna be older than 21. It might stop a little bit, but it's one of those unnecessary laws, because how much drinking has been prevented once the drinking age went from 18 to 21? Probably a bit, but overall, not that much. So
That's cool.
Well, I feel like, today, the way things are, even if the age limit was 21, if somebody 15, 16, 17 wants the game, they're going to find a way to get it. So I don't really think that the age limit really plays that big of a role. It probably helps it a little bit, but I don't really think it.
Okay.
A certain age should only be able to purchase it, not the little kid, because the little kid can now just go up there and get it nowadays, and then they won't even say nothing.
I mean,
can't catch me now. Move, bitch! Shit. Yeah. What's good? What's good, motherfuckers? I don't have no bullets. Shit.
So yes, there's obviously a certain level of neglect, because when they get on the video game, generally they're on it for several hours and they're not paying attention to their surroundings, so it engages them and their mindset and all that kind of stuff. Overall, it wouldn't affect the relationship, I would say, generally, but in the moment it is kind of aggravating. So.
as you can see by multiple examples, violent video games definitely have a major impact on youth and adolescents and their moral judgments and decisions. There's definitely a lot of consequences to being exposed to violent video games at an early age, and there definitely should be limitations on the millennials of the next generation, so that way they don't make costly decisions that lead them to jail or violence or any of the above.